Well, thank you. Joining me now is Notre Dame professor of Spanish, Marisel Moreno. This past October, Dr. Moreno received the Sheedy Award for Excellence in Teaching in the College of Arts and Letters in recognition for her innovative approach to educating by extending the classroom into the community. Welcome to Notre Dame.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here with us.
And thank you for having me.
Now, one of the main ways you bring the classroom into the community is your community-based learning course. Can you give us an overview of the program?
Sure. It's actually more than one course. I have developed several over the last 7 years. And basically, it just picture upper level literature class. The topic is U.S. Latino literature. And so everything that comes along with a literature course in terms of critical analysis, papers, etc. I don't really sacrifice any of the academic rigor to teach these courses, but what I've done is that I've added this component of community-based learning in which my students go once a week for 2 hours to La Casa de Amistad, where they do tutoring and mentoring of children ranging from kindergarten through 12th grade. So this is a way for us to bridge, theory and praxis, the town-gown divide to Latino literature. By itself is a body of work that is very deeply rooted in community issues, social justice issues. So what I've been doing is through this partnership with La Casa de Amistad, my students get to, what they learn in the classroom is then reinforced by their experiences there, and what they see and experience at La Casa working with the children also informs the way they read the literature. So it's a constant, there's a fluidity there. Sure. In terms of what's happening.
Great, and how did that partnership sort of take shape?
Well, it happened many years ago. It just, when I learned through working with the Center for Social Concerns, I learned about community-based learning, CBL for short, and I was inspired. At that point, I felt, wow, this is the missing link, because face it, most of the students at Notre Dame are non-Latinos, and I have been very successfully teaching courses on Latino literature, and it's been very powerful. But I just thought, well, perhaps having students go into the community, interact with Latino children and families, they'll be able to understand some of the concepts we grapple with in the classroom, in the four walls of the classroom, more theoretically. They can probably understand them at a much deeper level. And that's exactly what has happened.
Sure, and how have these students reacted or come along with this idea?
Well, I throughout the semester, my students keep journals about their volunteering experience at La Casa Amistad, and they also, at the end of the semester, finish a short paper on the CBL aspect of the course. And what I hear over and over is very encouraging for me, and that's why I keep doing it. One of the main things that comes up is that they really appreciate the opportunity to break from the Notre Dame bubble. To be able to go beyond, campus and feel like they're doing something for the community. Many times they also share how impressed they are by the cultural richness of South Bend, which we think of as a small place, but it's really very diverse, and their eyes are open through this experience. They get so encouraged by it that they start bringing their friends and parents to go, have dinner on Western Avenue. And, they also lose the fear of that part of town because there's so many stereotypes about it, And the truth is that there's a lot of really good people who live and work there, and there's no reason why we cannot have a better relationship, bring Notre Dame more into that area of town. So that's being one thing and another important aspect. But overall, the sense of civic engagement is something that also develops quite rapidly through the semester, and they express it. Issues of social justice is something that, and their eyes just are open to a lot of the realities that, there's so much out there about Latinos, and it is very divisive atmosphere in which we're living. There's so much misinformation. This is not something that students study in history classes in high school or hardly ever in literature classes. So even when it comes to the material itself, they're just discovering something new that they actually feel indignant that they haven't come across it beforehand. And then to add to that, then the experience of being there and getting to know these people and gives them much better, more holistic and deeper understanding of issues such as immigration, race, ethnicity, transculturation, how do these kids grapple with bilingualism, and
absolutely,
and just all of these issues that really are so core to the literature.
Well, thank you so much. It sounds like an incredibly interesting program, and I know the students here are learning so much. So thank you for joining us and being a part of Notre Dame Day.
Thank you so much for having me.